students. The Dosz is a knowledge institution in Budapest, and we are gathered here to open the gate of the future collaborations. Dosz also plays a significant role in the organization of science for nearly 2 decades. The organization has been organizing the world meeting of researchers and international scientific conference. The mission of Dosz is to open up opportunities for doctoral students as a socially embedded organization to support their work and to form a continuously forming community. Today, we have an important scholar from Indonesia and Asia Pacific, Dr. Imade Sudjana, country or regional representative Indonesia of Asia Pacific, and the president of the International Institute of Tourism and Business. He received the award from his efforts toward sustainable development of the island Bali from Consortium of Bali Community, and at the same time received the same award from Bali Villa Association. He got a lot of awards as well. Well, we are fortunate for having him here. Starting with the very first agenda for the day, we would like to let him give the opening remarks. The floor is yours, Dr. Imade Sudjana.
Okay, thank you, Arya, and also Bu Eva, Pak Made, Nana, and of course all of the participants. Good morning. I think good morning in Hungary, yeah? But it is the afternoon in Bali, Indonesia. So thank you very much to our moderator, Viktória Pató, the Vice President of Dosz Hungary, our keynote speaker, Ms. Nana Trianasari, PhD, and all participants from Hungary and also from Indonesia. I am Sudjana, Rector of Institute Pariwisata and Business International in Bali. I hope that everyone here is in a good condition. Now I'll start to give you a little bit information about Bali. The number of visitors at 2019 is around 16 million. COVID-19 appeared at 2020. People must stay at home. They are not able to go traveling. It affects Bali, in which the visitor was decreased. However, started in 2022, Bali was crowded with people, and international events such as G20. The leader of countries having meeting and a special gala dinner last time. Why they are interested in Bali? Bali offers, the first is eco-natural, few of beach, mountain, forest, and of course, 1,000 temples can be found in Bali. If you want to get healing, Bali is the best choice. Second, cultures. Balinese believe that each element is influenced by spirit. These spirits are highly appreciated. So that's why you see Balinese making a lot of the rituals and offering. The third, people. The Balinese are known for their hospitable and kind nature. The genuine smile is come from the heart. Fourth, popularity. Bali has been recognized as one of the most popular destinations in the world according to TripAdvisor Traveler Choice Awards 2022. From this point of view, the young generation should be able and also accelerate the concept of sustainable and quality tourism and hospitality services. This event will provide an opportunity to discuss the update issues related to the tourism and hospitality services in Bali. I hope you can learn and share ideas from the greatest speakers with her experience. Institute Pariwisata and Business International, as on Tourism University in Bali, will be ready to have collaboration with other universities and tourism industry in area of scientific event, research, other international program for next future. As Indonesia representative of AFAKRI, Asia Pacific Council on Hotel and Restaurant Institutional Education, responsible to encourage hospitality and tourism education within the Asia Pacific region. Hope all of you will enjoy this lecture. So thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your insightful opening remarks, dear Dr. Badi Sudjana. And today we have wonderful moderator, Viktória Pató. She's already here with us, and she's Wonder Woman in Dosz. So she is our advisor now, even if she's resigned already. And surely she would like to accompany us to bridge the views between audience and speakers and of this discussion today. Now, time is yours, Viktória.
Thank you, Arya, and thank you for organizing this wonderful event, and also congratulations for this series, because it was totally your idea to work out a plan of a lecture series to build the bridges between Indonesian and Hungarian people, and I think it's a very lovely initiative. And thank you very much, Mr. Sudjana. Sorry if I do not pronounce your name well.
Okay, no problem.
For the opening remarks. It was delightful to hear how you think about tourism in Bali. A short presentation about myself, and then we are going ahead to the questions to Ms. Trianasari. I'm Viktória, how Arya has mentioned. I've been the Vice President for Dosz for the Association of Hungarian PhD and DLA candidates for 4 years. During this period, we established the Dosz Ambassador system. That means that now we have 37 ambassadors from 37 countries who are currently doing their PhDs in Hungary and doing research in Hungary. And this is a very important and community, because we have people from all around the world doing research in many different topics, and I really appreciate this community, because those who has already been succeeded to arrive to Hungary and do research here, they are the best of their countries. I can say that. So it's a very precious community, and we are building this. We are working on this in the future as well. And I'm a PhD candidate in my last semester in Hungary at the University of Public Service. But in the meantime, I'm doing research on science policy and social sciences, and I'm dealing also issues on digitalization in Europe, in the European Union. So this is my main policy field when it comes to research. But I also have other duties. I'm working as an associate researcher at my university, and also I'm trying to do my best in the civil and the business sector too in Hungary, get the best. Now we have Ms. Trianasari here, and I'm thankful for coming, and I'm really thankful for the opportunity to be your moderator today. She is a lecturer, researcher, and community service leader of Undiksha, and she's majoring in tourism and hospitality marketing and management. And Miss Trianasari holds her PhD from the Griffith University, Australia. And I'm really interested, Nana, what was your PhD about and how it connects to our topic of the discussion?
Thank you, Viktória. Yes, I studied about tourism and it relates with our topic today. So is it all right if I share the screen now?
Of course.
Yes.
Is it coming out to your screen?
Yeah.
Yes, it is. We see.
Okay. Yes. Okay, but first of all, a very good morning for all of you in Hungary, and then late afternoon for us here in Bali and other part of Indonesia. First of all, please allow me to express my sincere thanks for the invitation. It's such a great pleasure to be with you all. I can see happy faces, although it's 1 degree there. And thank you for having me. Sorry, I have a little flu now in Munsan in Bali. So what I'm going to talk today is about tourism and hospitality service in Bali. More specifically, what I'm going to talk is what constitutes service, what is service, and then characteristic of service, the trend of tourism and hospitality sector, how the tourism and hospitality sector differs from other service sectors, and then why Bali? Is it because I'm from Bali? We will tell later. And then Balinese philosophy of service, Balinese service culture, tourist attraction in Bali, and then at the end, I will have a little summary. All right, let us start from the first agenda. So what is service? In general, we have probably used this word very intensely, but rarely do we define it. In general, it is an action of doing something for someone. So in the context of tourism and hospitality, what is service then? Is it a smile? Is it a help, a greeting, nice and clean room, delicious and good food, reliable information, or probably all of that? So in general, people define service probably from that kind of attribute, but the degree probably different. For example, if I'm going to a hotel with my husband and I think the staff doesn't smile that genuinely, but my husband said that, oh, they are friendly and blah, blah, blah. For my husband, the room is already clean, but for me, probably not that clean, it's faulty and something like that. So the degree of this attribute may differ from one person to another person. And then we move to the characteristic of service. Probably many of you have learned about service, about marketing, about management, apalagi Bapak Rektor, very familiar with the service. So basically there are 4 characteristics of service: intangibility, heterogeneity, inseparability, and perishability. What we mean by intangibility is that service cannot be touched. Like a pen, for example, it can only be felt. So what you sell, what the service firms sell, what the hotels firms sell is an experience. And what customer bring home is the memory. So the experience the customer have, the experience that the customer enjoy is the moment of truth. So if, for example, you are advertising as a friendly service and then the experience is not that friendly, that is the moment of truth. The next character is heterogeneity. So unlike the manufactured product, the service cannot be standardized. It is not uniform because the one who delivers service is human. All right, and it cannot be standardized. Me, myself, for example, I'm a waiter, I'm a waitress, I'm a front office staff. One day I feel good, I'm a good mood, I smile genuinely, but tomorrow I'll feel bad. Probably my boyfriend doesn't pick me up, for example. So I do not standardize my service myself. So in service, people work, the service is delivered by people. So it's different, it's a very. And then inseparability, like you see in the picture here, the female guide is explaining about the art market in Ubud somewhere probably to all the visitors, to all the tourists. So the tourists must come to meet the female guide in order to enjoy the service. So the production and consumption is simultaneous, happen at the same time. And then perishability, that's mean that the service cannot be stocked. So for example, if you cannot sell a seat in an airline, you lost the opportunity to sell it forever, because tomorrow is another calculation. Tomorrow is another day. It's a new availability number. The same thing when you are selling a restaurant, sit at the restaurant or room in a hotel, you cannot sell it tonight, you lost the opportunity forever, because tomorrow is another opportunity, it's another calculation. It's different with this pen. If you cannot sell it today, you can put it and then sell it tomorrow. So that's the characteristic of service that differentiate it from manufactured product. Now we move to the trend of tourism and hospitality services. As you may know, we are in the era of technology. We are in the era of digitalization, Industrial Revolution 4.0, where the role of technology is very obvious in the context of tourism and hospitality service as well. As you may observe, we do reservation using online travel agent. We do web check-in like the guy here. They do the self check-in at the airport, and then we use payment system digitally, and we order food using digital menu. We do lots of self-service. But one thing is that within the service sector, the touch of humanity, the humanness of service cannot fully replaced by the technology. All right, now we move to how the tourism hospitality service differ from other service sector. So as you may observe in the tourism and hospitality service, probably Victoria, you went to Bali last time, you observed that the hospitality and tourism service is more focused on customer orientation, customer satisfaction. It's not only satisfaction, because it's moved now to the loyalty, customer loyalty. That means they are coming back, like Victoria planning to Bali again, or probably Victoria tell other people to come to Bali. That is also loyalty. So it moved not up until satisfaction. And then it is unique. Why? Because it provides a personalized service, memorable, enjoyable service experience to customer. What we mean by personalized is we call, Bapak Dr. Sudjana taught me when I was in a high school, when I was still a high school student, hotel school student, that we have to address guests by name. So that is personalized service. So as you can probably also make as an example, that the most beautiful music in someone's ear is the song calling his or her name. So it's nice to be called Victoria. It's nice to be called Arya, right? By hotel staff or a waiter or waitress in the restaurant. And then in the tourism and hospitality service, beside customer service must be knowledgeable, not only about the product that they have 137 rooms, one Italian restaurant, one international coffee shop, one spa, laundry, etc., but also need to know the local attraction, what kind of activities a hotel guest should do. So it has to be knowledgeable about general knowledge. And then what's more, service providers should also have a skill of languages proficiency, because they deal with cross-culture understanding people from different culture. Hotel guests coming from different part of the globe. They can be friends. They have to speak French, and it's nice when her French guests hear the word bonjour by hotel guests, or Spanish, for example, Russian, and etc. So Indonesian also. Blikade, if you are in Hungary and you see Balinese, of course you will feel different, and people talk in Balinese language. Okay, so you need to have this kind of skill in a tourism and hospitality context, because we are dealing with people from all over the world, and that it is very highly competitive. And it is readily rated and reviewed in the era of digitalization by people, and then in a click of a mouse, in a split second, your experience can be seen by millions of eyes. All right, using technology, using internet. So the service or tourism and hospitality service company must strive toward service excellence. And then now, as I mentioned earlier, why I talk about Bali? It's not only because I'm from Bali, Pak Madi also from Bali, but we have some reasonable reasons. For example, Pak Madi has already mentioned that Bali has got award from Traveler Choice Award in 2023 from TripAdvisor. Bali Clinking Beach received the second best beach in Asia and the 16th one in the world. And it happened from time to time, from year to year. You can see Bali is the world best tourist destination, best city, the most popular, the forward tourist destination in 2022. So Bali is a small, tiny island, but it has a big name in terms of tourism and hospitality service. Here you can see at the location of Bali, many people got mixed up because Bali, well, to some degree is too popular, and then Indonesia behind it. So some people are asking, Indonesia is near Bali, or Bali is another country next to Indonesia, something like that. Bali, and here you see the round note here, is between Lombok and Java Island. The island is 90 kilometers from north to south and 140 from west to east. It has 2 seasons, dry and wet. Like at the moment, it's a wet season. In Singaraja, it was raining already a week now, and I catch flu. Yeah, from October to April is wet season. May and September is dry. But as you also experience probably in Hungary, the pattern of the weather or the climate may change recently. And as Viktória mentioned, it's a little bit hot in Bali. Yes, it's 20 to 32 degrees Celsius. And there are 4.3 million people in the city. And 90% of people are Hindu. It has 8 regency in one city. And more than 80 people are dependent on tourism sector. So you can imagine what happened during these 2 years, during the COVID-19 outbreaks. It's devastating. It's really, really sad story. But now, thank God, as Pak Madi also has mentioned, the tourist arrival in a very detail. I will just pick the one in December. It's picking up from November. 376,361 foreign tourists. They are entering Ngurah Rai International Airport and up the port. And from many countries, the 5 big countries visiting us are from Australia, India, Singapore, Malaysia, and Russia. And we are waiting from Hungary, of course. Now, Bali is that famous. I believe you know already Bali is referred to many terms, a living postcard, as paradise, where everything like a fantasy. You can close your eyes right now and think about Bali. It's like fantasy. The culture, the island, the people, everything. So you have already enjoyed. And it is also called the Island of Thousand Temples, the Island of God, the Island of Paradise, Island of Love and Peace. As you can see here, Julia, Robert, play the movie Eat, Pray, Love, and the latest one, Ticket to Paradise. Have you seen that movie? It was also taken in Ubud, Bali. And the very recent one is G20 Summit. So very successfully held in Bali. Now, and related to service, what is the philosophy of service in Bali? So the Balinese way of delivering service are rooted from their philosophy, which are Swatuam Asi, Trihita Karana, Karma, and Dharma. Let us see the first one, Tatuam Asi. That means that is you. I am you and you are me. All are the same. So if I may pick the credo of Ritz-Carlton, we are ladies and gentlemen serving ladies and gentlemen. It's pretty much the same. When we do this, that is Namaste, Namaskar, Om Swastiastu. That means I respect the divinity in you. I respect the spark of divinity in you because we are the same. Yeah, that's gesture. Probably Miss Viktória have already experienced in Bali. Many people do this. Yeah, that literally means respecting the divinity in the people you are encountering with. And then Trihita Karana is the source of happiness, the relationship between human and the creator, human and environment, human with other human fellow. So to live a balanced life, one shall maintain these three harmonious relationships. And this is also applied in service context. Yeah, if you go to Bali, you will see many offering, a lot of offering. People do prayers to the creator and take care of the environment. They do cleaning, they take care of the plantation, the animal, and of course, other human fellows, the service staff, the hotel guests, the owner, everyone. So that relationship, if you maintain, then you will have a balanced life. Even us, probably Blikadet knows, because we are from Undiksha, we have the motto of Salam Harmony. That is also implementation of Trihita Karana in the education service. Okay, so now karma and swadharma. Karma is the fruit of action. Swadharma is responsibility. So these two are also implemented in the service delivery, like these ladies, the waitress, her duty is, her swadharma is as a waitress. So she has to be responsible when performing their job. Like myself, my swadharma is a lecturer. So I have to be full of responsibility for my own job. And the karma, when you do good thing, that is the fruit of action you will receive. And Pak Arya and Bu Elvina probably aware of Indonesian Sabta Persona. That is also the philosophy of service of Indonesia, the charms of service. So service orientation should be safe, and then orderly, discipline, respect of law and rules, should be clean, neat and hygiene, should be fresh, sorry, mistyped, and then cool, comfortable atmosphere, should be beautiful and harmonious, friendly and courteous manners, and that will bring a good memory so that you will bring home, and probably that will trigger you to come back. Okay. And now what happened with the Balinese service culture? In terms of opening hours, they are quite punctual when we are talking about hospitality and tourism service. The spa, for example, if they say at 9 open and close at 8 o'clock in the evening, they will do so. And then the ritual, probably Miss Veronica has already observed in Bali, they will do prayer during opening and closing. They have the ritual like this one. They have the offering, they have Trianasari, which we call, it's an offering to the creator, to the environment. And then when you are in Bali, the Balinese respect your privacy. If you are a big person, you are movie stars, you are Brad Pitt, you are Tom Cruise, people will not chase you and get your signature. They will just leave you alone with all your privacy. They will respect you. If Obama come to Bali, they will not that hassle making you disturb so that you will not come back. Okay, so that's a little example of Balinese service culture. So with all of this, does it mean that service in Bali perfect? All of you will enjoy a delighted service at all times, everywhere, without failure? Of course it not. Even a 5-star hotel may not attain zero defect service, because service failure is inevitable. It's unavoidable. It can be expected, especially when you are running very busy, 80% of occupancy, 90% of occupancy. So maybe your service will be a little bit down. Okay, so service failure may happen. But what I was talking just now is just in general. It will come back to your expectation that you form in your mind. I'm going to stay in a 5-star hotel, so I set this kind of expectation. How do you form it? From previous experience, from your checking the rating in the internet, from Agoda, for example, ticketbot.com, for example. Okay, so various sources, from your friend, from your relative. So you will form expectation, and that will determine your satisfaction level. So now a little promotion about Bali, tourist attraction, what we can do. Heaps of activities in Bali, from nature to culture, sightseeing, merchandise, culinary, lots of things. So it's not enough like 3 days or 3 nights. If you observe the Balinese life, I mentioned the Trihita Karana concept. Here is the example. People do offering of the plantation, respecting the animal. They do prayer every morning. They make the offering. Here is Trianasari. And this is when you see in the market, traditional market, the farmer, what they do is they rice, growing rice, and here is the cow, and then the fishermen, a lot of beautiful cultural activities from the birth and your life, entire life, and then the final day when you depart, when the soul departs. They have cremation. We call it cremation. We call it ngaben. Yeah. So lots of things to experience in Bali. And then traditional art and culture. Veronica, next time you come to Bali, you should learn how to dance, a Balinese dance. It's a beautiful. And then gamelan, here is the music of Balinese traditional. Lots of art and culture. And then art and craft. We have a lot of mats here, jewelry, statue, and souvenir here. Lots of handicraft. And then spiritual and well-being tourism, you can do yoga, meditation, soul bath. We say, what is it called? Melukat. And here in the middle is what I and my husband doing in the northern part of Bali. So if you happen to be in the Giri Emas area, we have the longest beach with black sand. So unlike in the south, so the black sand has the capacity to heal from the heat of the sun. So we do hot black sand therapy. Okay, and lots of things, yeah, spiritual, religious activity, and then culinary and cooking class. So yes, it's a little bit spicy, but the entire chef in Bali will take a good care of you, because they will make, it's not that spicy. Your food will be yummy, and it will not make your tummy upset. Yeah, they will adjust the spicy. And then nature-based sport adventurous activity, from parasailing, trekking, waterfall, dolphin watching, surfing, hidden beach. Here you can just relax and do whitewater rafting and diving. Yes, it's a lot of activities and beautiful. You will have a beautiful memory. And now I have come to the final slide, apparently. So here you can see during the G20 summit, all delegation wore the Balinese tenun. Look, they look 75% more handsome wearing this clothes. This is traditional Balinese clothes. Okay, so as a conclusion, service is the action of doing something for someone, and one may view the level of serving differently based on the degree of their own expectation. And then service within the tourism and hospitality context differ from that of other sectors. Tourism and hospitality service in Bali is mainly rooted from the cultural and philosophical of the Hindu Bali. And then there are heaps of activities, various forms of tourism and hospitality services in Bali. So you need to come and taste and experience it yourself. Last but not least, I'm from Undiksha, and on behalf of Undiksha, I'm going to say that we are open for any collaborative activities, whether it is academic, publication, seminar, or community service, any kind of activities. All right, so this is some reference that I use for my presentation. And thank you, Coach Zonom, if I'm not mistaken. And then terima kasih and matur suksma. Thank you for listening. I return to Miss Victoria.
Thank you so much, and namaste. Thank you for this delightful presentation. Actually, I never heard about this hot black sand therapy. So when I go back to Bali, I should try this because.
Oh yeah, you should. You should.
Yeah. When I've been to Bali in November for 2 weeks, I traveled with the Divine Souls Mission. It's a company that was founded by three inspired ladies to organize trips to Bali because they were inspired by Bali before. And my first question is that you talked about the importance of marketing, and it relates to this company as well because from the Hungarian point of view, as far as I see in the announcements and advertisements, Bali is like the most famous island in Indonesia. So we know Bali. If you say Bali, everybody knows that, okay, when you're there, it's very good for you. You will experience pureness, kindness, calmness, and all those things that helps you to relax. And what do you think? How did this island succeed to be one of the most famous destinations from South Asia? So, what is the marketing strategy behind?
All right. So it's actually, we have a board of tourism organization, promotion board, who will do the promotion activities in what do you call it, a synergy from other industry. But each industry, each sector, each like hotel sector, restaurant, and other activities also do their own promotion. So we have a regular promotion, but on top of that is the so-called taksu. That's the so-called, what is it called, Sudjana? The taksu mean that Bali has something already, the culture thing. That is why we call a cultural tourism that will attract people to come to Bali, because you cannot compare. Probably Mas Arya, di Jawa ada beach juga kan ya, ada danau juga ya Mbak Lina ya, there are some beaches also, beautiful beaches all around Indonesia, but why Bali? So there is something that Bali has, the way of the people life, so that is very attractive. Like, for example, I mentioned the service culture. They have like in the morning they have to do prayer, and they are, if I can show, probably you can check in the Instagram or in the social media. There are many social experiments done to Balinese people. So, for example, a pretended broken tourist wanting to borrow money or probably get some water, Balinese people will just give it. So they treat guests as God, as part of God. So they treat, and then when the tourist wanted to give money, the Balinese people refuse. No, we have money. You come to Bali is enough. That's what they say. Another example is my own friend, long time ago, who happened to see a French guy on the beach every day, almost every day. So my friend came to see him, approach him and say, what happened with you? You seem to be unhappy. You seem to be sad. You have hotel to stay. And then my friend invite him to come to his house. So his mother cooked for him a Balinese cook, like fish and not so fancy food. And then that's genuine service make this French guy alive. I mean, back to have the spirit back. So apparently he is a big guy. He is a rich guy who owned a chain hotel. So the Balinese guy was invited to friends and they make good friends and things like that. So actually people are not willing to help you because they want something in return. They have a genuine service. I think most Indonesian people are also the same. You can see, ask Pak Arya, if you go to Jogja, you go to Sumatra, people are also different. So this kind of thing probably will attract people. And on top of that, of course, the Bali government do more homework in terms of providing service facilities for the tourists. They're building this, they build that, they improve the airport, they improve our destination, tourism destination, and things like that. But on top of that is the people, the people and the culture. If Pak Made probably has something to add.
Dr. Sudjana also suggested in a keynote speech that maybe the spirit, isn't it? This is the most attractive point of Bali. And what do you think? You mentioned the movies like Eat, Pray and Love and other movies you put on a slide. What do you think how these movies, or maybe do you think that these movies are influencing the touristic movements in Bali or not? So do they promote tourism in Bali?
To certain degree, of course, to certain degree. Even people from Indonesia also are triggered to come to Bali because of that movie, to certain degree. But I cannot say that is research-based because I haven't done that, but to certain degree, yes. Another example is that from that Eat and Pray Love, they also produced another movie using Bali as the place for filming, the Ticket to Paradise. So this will, of course, make or improve the name of Bali in the eyes and the ears of people all around the world, because they will curious about what is happening, why Bali is so special. Because in that very movie, Bali is the place where they got love, because it is in a pray. I mean, yeah, because the spirit is a relief from the actress Julia Roberts. So to certain degree, yes, I would say yes, but not talking about research-based information, if I'm not mistaken. Probably Pak Sudjana have another opinion.
Yeah, I would love to open the floor to involve others in the discussion. If you experience something or you would like to add something to this. Yeah, well, if not, you also talked about the satisfaction, how customer satisfaction moves to customer loyalty, I mean the value, and also about the COVID situation. It was mentioned previous in the keynote speech, and that these last 2 years was very miserable for Balinese tourism. And how do you see, did it get back to the level, to the stage as it was before the pandemic, or how is the situation right now?
Okay, thank God that the situation is picking up. I will not say it is returned to back before COVID. No, not yet. Yeah, there are some people, there are some activities. The guide is back to work. The tourist driver is getting back to work. I have one friend who went back to Singaraja, to my hometown, because he used to be a guide, and he sold, we call it nasi bungkus. Yeah, we call it nasi jingo. And now I see in the corner in the traffic light, he's not there anymore. So he's back to his normal job. He's a guide now. Okay, so, but it's not like before. It's picking up. Some hotels are still very hard, still struggling, because they have to go back to the maintenance of the hotel, of the restaurant, because for the 2 years, they have to deal with all of the, facilities become broken, the hotel become dirty, the plantation become high, and things like that. And what hotels are doing right now is they are hiring hotel school trainee also to help them, because it's less costly for them. And then for us, like for education institution like us, we are happy because our student can be exposed in the real life of hotel industry. So probably it still need time that our tourism will get back to the previous years in 2019 before the COVID. But it's already alive. We already see some light. Which is good.
Yeah, and you mentioned also the digital capacity of the island, that it's evolving, and I loved a lot of things in Bali. For instance, the water purification ceremony, fire ceremony, the people there, the hospitality, but there are these backlashes, like I couldn't pay contactless only in certain hotels, and it would serve for tourism to develop this kind of infrastructure, because if I do not change from dollar to the local payment methods, that I can have some problems when I would like to pay in certain places. How do you think about that, or do you see any strategy to develop the digital capacity of the island?
Yes, I think that's a good point, Victoria. Cashless society, but not all of the service provider, like service firms dealing with tourism, with tourists, are ready for that. But big hotels, they are already implementing that cashless, and then also in terms of cleanliness. So the Ministry of Tourism has also implement a new regulation since COVID in terms of safety and cleanliness, and also health, so that for the service provider and also for the hotel guests, for the tourists, both sides are safe. But for the time being now, some local small enterprises already open. I mean, they do not wear masks anymore. Only a certain a big mall still has that regulation.
Thank you. And yeah, so far so good. Actually, I experienced that other digital services, like the Wi-Fi in the hotels and also the airport check worked well. And we are talking about the tourism sector, but what are the other sectors that that are famous in Bali, or that contribute to the GDP? We could mention some other sectors too.
Oh, okay, yeah, the agriculture, and then export, import, because of the souvenir, the handicraft, and the art is also our specialty. Like especially the middle part of Bali, the Gianyar Ubud people are doing that. So yeah, agriculture, because we also do export, we also do a handicraft export and things like that. In Bali, because it's a very small small island, we do not have a big manufacture or industrial sector. So what we add on other sector is education. So education also is now looking to a new platform, like recruiting students for 2 weeks cultural activities, 2 weeks cultural exchange, things like that. So like myself, my department, in the month of May, we will have around 50 people from Ohio State University who will do cultural visit. We have done this since 2018, but we stopped because of the COVID. And thank God they are returning. They are coming back this May. So that kind of thing, it's also another sector. I mean, education university is also looking at that market. So yeah, why not? Learning and holidaying. Learning and doing holiday like a tourist. What else can you ask for?
That's why I'm going to return, learning and doing holiday.
Yeah, you have to aim it.
I'd like to open to the audience. Do you have any questions to Nana or something according to the topic? I see one question, please. Please, yeah. I see one question in the chat from Putu Ayu Indrayati. I'm very sorry. Can you, if I do not pronounce your name well?
Yes, I saw already. Mbak Ayu Indrayati, thank you for your question. Nice question. Yeah, that's a two-sided of coin. Yeah, between you know, allowing people to come to Bali as a tourist and also they're doing business. But our government is now widen their eyes and their ears. Yeah, you cannot do such thing any too loosely any longer, because they will come, immigration people will come to you if you do both things. You're doing business and at the same time you are as a tourist. So we have a certain regulation for this, and it's very clear. They cannot do business unless they have a permit. So we call it apa ya, kitas, ya. Ada izin, there is permit, working permit, or a tourist visa, or even student visa. You have to apply different type of visa depend on your purpose in Bali. So Mbak Ayu, mudah-mudahan bisa menjawab ya. Kita government itu semakin jeli sekarang, opening their eyes and their ear to meet, to collect people who do this thing. So because according to the regulation, they cannot. By definition, they are two different things. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. And now I see a raised hand. Please, Srul Ibrahim Nur, unlock your mic.
Okay. Thank you, Victoria. Ibu Nana, based on COVID experience, Bali is one, maybe the most impacted region in Indonesia because you're close to 100%. The tourism sector is impacted by the COVID. So based on this experience, is there any like local policy or something like maybe a project in Bali level, how to face like the next storm, or what is your step if the storm like COVID is coming again? Maybe tourism insurance for the tourism industries or something like that. What is your opinion, or is there any local policy to this condition? Thank you.
All right, thank you, Pak Asrul, for your question. It's a good question. Yes, looking at the COVID-19 outbreak experience, of course, it hurts so hard the tourism industry in Bali, where 80% of the people are depending so much on this sector. So of course, there are lessons to learn about this. And during the COVID, I think up until last year, the government reduced the what do you call it, outstanding. For example, if you have a credit in the bank, they have, what do you call it, I forgot the term. So they make it easier for you, like prolong the term from 1 year become 2 years or something like that. And then they will focus more on saving. So this is also a very important note for all the tourism firm, the tourism people in Bali, where they did not really save their money. They, like for example, a guide. I'm not talking about, I'm not generalizing, but some examples based on interview and observation, they do not save their money. That's why when a couple, two people, husband and wife, are working in the tourism industry and they hit by COVID so badly, they're finished. Yeah, they went back to their hometown and trying to, help in the village, doing the promoting a tourism or teaching with no payment, and they eat from their what do you call it, their garden, for example, a papaya or sweet potato, whatever they have. Or like my friend, they sell nasi jenggo or small rice. They become a seller. They sell anything. They work like a seller now. So some people, my friend, this is my friend, has another friend who used to sell Balinese traditional dish for 25 years. And then she was so happy because she's the prima donna of the market. But then since COVID-19 outbreaks, other people from tourism industry becoming a seller too. So they are becoming a competitive market. They sell, why they are now a very tight competition? Because many people are now working and selling pelacing, what we call it, a tipat santok, traditional food for local people. So that's the thing. I mean, saving is it's important. Now about a specific regulation, I'm not in the capacity to answer that. I believe the government is thinking about that, or even thinking of losing a little bit dependence on tourism for Bali. For example, by increasing the capacity of the agriculture sector. Some people, some experts already giving a suggestion to move forward tourism, not only tourism sector, because, excuse me, because it can come back. The storm may one day come back. Like Pak Jokowi said, the winter has come, so we have to be ready. I'm so sorry. So
in the meantime, I just would like to add here that the global energy crisis affected Hungary pretty much, and the winter has already come. So the temperature is really low right now, and I heard, and I also see in social media that people suggest to travel to Bali instead of paying the gas bills in Hungary, and to travel to Bali for a couple of months when we have the cold weather in Hungary, the winter period, and then return to Hungary in spring or summertime, and then you can spare money if you do this. And we have a question here to this digital nomad lifestyle, because if you travel to Bali because of the energy crisis and you're spending there a couple of months and renting a house, you need a workplace where you can work remotely. And what do you think about this MD's question? What do you think about Bali as a place for digital nomads and gathering place for digital business people in the world? Are you okay, Nana? Just take your time to have some water or something.
Yeah, I'm okay. Thank you. Yeah, that's also a big issue right now. If you check in the Instagram or probably TikTok or probably other social media, there are many posts about the nomad visa tourists. So, and they broke the rule. They are riding motorbike without helmet and with their dogs and so free for them while they are working, earning money. So their bank account is still full while enjoying the peace of Bali and all the Bali has to offer. It is something very serious also about this. And I believe the government is also taking care of this so that the rule and regulation is tightly implemented. It's somehow it's not good for Bali tourism because they broke the rule. Like naughty tourists, they come to a village, and last time what did they do? They rent a motorbike and they push the motorbike to the swimming pool. It's too bad. And then some of the tourists also being naughty, they climb the temple, they pose not in a good manner and things like that. That is not a good thing. And Bali government with this governor right now is very strict. Immediately, once it is heard or reported, immediately they are deported. They are sent back to their country. So this is not a good example. In terms of the road, the scooter bike people, yeah, the local what do you call, a head of a villager need to do a screening. They have to be firm, because if the report go to the government of Bali, the province Bali, immediately they are sent back to the country. But within the local people, yeah, we need to educate also the head of the village, because it's not good, not only for the safety, it's also a bad reputation for Bali. It's something very serious. I hope I answer your question.
Thank you. Yeah, I see the chat that there are some hungry people here, and we are almost at lunchtime in Hungary, so I'm hungry too. Do we have any more questions from the audience?
I noticed, Viktória, I noticed someone is missing babi guling, missing tipat santo, and missing pai susu. I wish I can send them to you. Just close your eyes and receive them.
Okay,
Yeah,
if we don't have any more.
Semangat ya, Mbak yang studi.
I miss nasi goreng.
Yeah, that's popular. Yeah. Once you are in Bali, Bapak Madi will host you with all of his full team.
Yes.
Nasi goreng and babi guling.
Okay, no problem. I'm ready for that.
Thank you. So if we don't have any more questions from the audience, I would like to give back the floor to Arya for the closing remarks.
Thank you, Ms. Viktória. Thank you all for the question.
Well, thank you very much, Viktória Lila Pató. Yeah. Thank you very much, Bu Nana Trianasari. You are expert for tourism science, tourism studies, hospitality studies. You already researched the tourism and hospitality service in Bali since your PhD students, and this is a long time to research. And I guess you still have more information, scientific information about the Bali and inside, deeper and deeper. But unfortunately, that we have limitation in the meantime, and then we cannot continue, and it is still possible if the audiences continue to discuss with you, with all of people in Bali, and we can collaborate together. And now we arrive to the last agenda. If anyone is interested to reach each other for scientific events or joint research institutionally, we may discuss intensively soon. And we are trying to reach the authorities that have same vision and agenda, of course, both from Hungary and Indonesia. And I almost forgot to say hello to Pak Ray. Mr. Ray is PhD student in tourism as well. Maybe.
Hello, Mas Arya.
Hello, Pak Ray.
Sorry, I cannot open my cam because last night I have fever, so I have swollen face. It's not confident enough to open the camera. It's nice. It's nice to speak from Nana.
Yeah.
Hello, Pak Ray.
Hello, Pak Ray. Thank you very much, Pak Ray. Pak Ray is studying tourism as well. Probably in the future we can collaborate with Mate University in Hungary, and we can talk with Pak Made and Bu Nana about the joint research in the future. And we would like to say farewell. And before we close this lecture, we please to Dr. Made Sudjana and Mbak Nana Trianasari, PhD, to give closing statement. Pak Made, probably you have closing statement, and Bu Nana, please, time is yours.
Okay, thank you very much, Pak Arya. I think Nana already give you the more information about tourism in Bali. So I think now Bali is getting up, is wake up for the tourism, and that's where I, as a Balinese, will invite my friend from Hungary to come and visit Bali, because now Bali is very safe and you can see Bali as a best destination in the world. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Pak Made. Nice. Nice invitation. Bu Nana, please.
Okay, thank you. So I hope what I have delivered to a certain degree give an insight to you, and learning from Balinese culture of service. Let us put service in our daily life. Be hospitable, like tourism people. So it will come back to you. So if you have opportunity to come to Bali, please let me know and let us meet up or catch up. We can show you around, and of course, I am welcome to any possible collaborative activities. And one more thing, please tetap semangat untuk studinya. Yeah, Indonesia is depending on you. You will become somebody in the future.
That's
and
right.
help the Indonesian government.
Okay.
Thank you, Pak Made Sudjana. Thank you, Bu Nana Trianasari. Thank you so much, Viktória Pató. And thank you for the audiences from the both sides, from Hungary and Indonesia. And you can represent us to Hungarian and Indonesian to promote our collaborations in the future. And once more, probably Pak Made Putrama, not Pak Made Sudjana.
Yeah,
Pak Made, Pak Made Putrama, probably if one of you or some of you want to go to Bali, and you can reach Pak Made for the offline interactions. Yeah, Pak Made will be happy to meet you, and you can have the exact route or situation culture in the Bali from Pak Made Putrama. And of course, he will recommend you some of the routes of Bali and what kind of the transportation there and what kind of accommodation there to Pak Made. Thank you, everyone. On behalf of the Dosz, and we would like to close this public lecture. we still have more public lecture, five more public lecture, and we hope we can reach more people as like the first lecture and the second lecture at the time last year we can reach hundreds people. Then we can collaborate more and more, promote more and more, both from Hungary and Indonesia, and can good relationship, better relationship in the future. Thank you so much again. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening.
Maria, just one word, please.
Okay.
I also would like to offer my hospitality in Hungary if you have a chance to visit. So please let me know, and for sure I'm going to write you when I will return to Bali. And also we should work on the university, so scientific cooperations, as well as with the students and with us. So thank you very much for the initiative and for being here with us.
Thank you, Viktória.
Okay, thank you, Viktória.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.